Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome Brooks Koepka to the interview room, our joint leader, shooting around a 65 today. 8 birdies, 1 bogey. Fantastic round. Congratulations, Brooks.
Thank you.
Would you like to just share with us what gave you momentum today and how did you feel on the course?
Honestly, I think it was just the start. Got off to a good start. Anytime you're 200 through 3, that's a good start. So felt good. Kind of just piggybacked off that momentum, and very happy the way I played. Drove the ball really nicely. Left it in some good spots. Even missed quite a few putts. I think I missed a short one on 6, 8, 9, 10. So they were all kind of inside 10 feet, but could have been really low, but I'll take it. 7's pretty good.
Carl.
Yeah, Brooks, this time last year, full swing episode, you seemed pretty far from this spot, 7 under 65 in round 1. What changed year over year for you?
Well, anytime with something like that, you don't see everything, right? A lot of it's all injury based. I don't think if any athlete, anybody that's going through something where you can't even bend your knee. I'll spare everybody the details of what had actually happened. It's pretty gruesome, right? They told me getting out of surgery that it was going to be pretty much a year and a half anyways, and then you create bad habits and it's just frustration. You just feel like you're never gonna be healthy. I wish I had celebrated kind of the little milestones along the way instead of thinking I could just power through it. 3 weeks after I was here, and then didn't even think that was possible. So yeah, it was definitely frustrating, but once you feel good, everything changes.
Did you feel like the way that show played out was like misrepresenting you in any way?
No, I don't think it misrepresented. I just don't think it showed the whole thing. It's not just frustrations from the golf, it's frustrations from my body. And I think there is some layover there, but not as much as it is just frustration with not being able to move how I want to move. Getting out of bed, it takes 15 minutes just to even kind of feel right. I wouldn't even say feel right, it just feel like you can get around for the day. Isn't exactly fun. And that's probably the closest I can be to Tiger with how his leg is. I'm not saying it's anywhere near his, but I understand how painful it is and how just mentally grueling it is.
Brooks, you've been unapologetic in the past about your feeling towards the majors versus sort of the regular tour events, that you prepare for these and maybe not prepare as much for the other ones. Considering that and all the pressure or the focus that you put on the majors, is there a more added pressure or to perform in these, given the sort of uncertain status of the future of live golfers in the majors, particularly with Augusta National? I think your exemption would run out if you don't perform after next year.
I guess I don't really think about it as just a major. It's Augusta National, so it's a Masters. You better show up. I kind of just count out the last 2 years, not feeling good. But yeah, if you win, you're fine.
Jared.
What advantage does being tied for first currently and 7 under after round 1 give you going into the next 3 rounds?
What'd you say? What do I think?
What advantage does your score today, being 7 under currently, give you going into the next 3 rounds?
I don't think my score really gives me much of an advantage. I think maybe my tee time. With the weather coming up, I think I might be able to squeak out a few more holes than everybody else before it starts dumping. But I'd say that's probably the biggest advantage I got going for me right now.
Brooks, you talked about the fast start and what that did for you. What momentum do you pull from a finish like that, where you turn a very solid day into a great day? Yeah,
it was pretty good. I'd love to finish with 2 birdies like that. Just kind of hopefully ride that into tomorrow. Putting good, driving it well, just kind of build off all those things and get myself, in contention with 9 to go on Sunday. That's the whole goal.
Anand.
Thank you. Brooks, you've always taken pride in dialing in for the big events, right? I just want to ask you, how does your current situation affect you? Because you're playing a lot of other events which have lesser heritage compared to perhaps the other events that you're playing before. And now that you've recovered from all your struggles and you seem to be back where you like to be, I just want you to reflect on how the rest of the season kind of plays in your mind.
How the rest of it plays? I just take it one day at a time. There's a lot going on, but just try to play the best I can play every time I tee it up. Play well this week, takes care of a lot of things. It was nice to win last week, but just try to build off that momentum. There's quite a few big events. We've got a lot of golf to play over the next 3 months, and it'll be a good time to start peaking.
You feel that you've kind of rediscovered how you identify yourself as a golfer coming back from injury?
Say the first part?
I'm saying, do you think that you've rediscovered your best?
I don't think I rediscovered anything. I just think I'm healthy, so I can move the way I want to. Like I said earlier, you just kind of, when you can't, your body won't allow you to do the things you want to do. It's frustrating, and then all of a sudden you create a lot of bad habits, and then trying to work out of the unhealthiness, and it takes a while, and then all of a sudden you got to get out of those bad habits, and when you break free, it's kind of nice.
Josh.
Brooks, you touched on the pending weather we might have with all the rain. How does that affect your aggressiveness, less aggressive? How does that play into your strategy today?
I don't think anything of it. I really don't. I just kind of take it, I know it's so cliche, but I just take it one shot at a time. I never look at the pins before. I kind of ask Rick on the tee box where they're at, or if, depending, if you can see a few greens, I'll look at them as I'm going around just to see what's going on. But I don't over prepare or prepare well ahead of time. I just kind of do what the course gives me or whatever the conditions will give me at the time.
Jim.
Hey, Brooks. The man who operated on you, Dr. Neil Elatrage, operated on Kobe Bryant, Tom Brady, catastrophic injuries. How much confidence did you gain from him going through that surgery, knowing that those athletes had been through not the same injuries, but similar catastrophic injuries, and came back and were very successful?
Yeah, Dr. Elatrage is the best in the world at what he does. I think it was funny. I was trying to get in touch with him, and it was a funny story. So I somehow got his number from, I think it might have been Saquon Barkley's agent, and called him, and he just so happened to be in Jupiter, and he was at Jimmy Dunn's house. So that was kind of ironic that he was right there, looked at it. We flew back to LA, and look, I've had a lot of confidence in him. We have a great relationship. I still talk to him today. I still saw his daughter was out here today. So I feel like I'm pretty close with him and his family, and he did a hell of a job, because I think he said it was the first time that surgery's ever been done. I think the closest to it was probably Travis Scott. I know when he dislocated his kneecap, but I don't think he shattered it. But yeah, it was nice to know that he was the one operating on me. That was the one I wanted.
Alex.
Brooks, you said break free. Can you tell us when you felt like you finally got out of being injured, first? And second, does the limited schedule of LIV help you, or did it help you kind of get through some of this?
Well, I'll go with the limited schedule. I think it definitely helped. I wouldn't say probably till maybe end of December, when I was like, okay, everything's starting to click now. Being able to bend my knee fully. I've worked hard with Dr. Ara, Mark Wall, Andrew Cummings, all these guys. The team behind me has been super dedicated and made me kind of rededicate myself. And honestly, it's the hardest I've ever worked. Just trying to get back, because I felt like I was on the cusp of it, and it's nice to know that I was able to get through that.
Okay, and one other thing, on Twitter, there was some suggestion that there was a problem with Ricky putting his hand up. Could you, I'm sure someone must have mentioned it to you from the Green Jacket side. Could you tell us what that was all about?
Yeah, we looked at it when we got back in. G-Dub and Butchie had no idea what we were hitting. They didn't even know, so, because I know that for a fact, because G-Dub asked me what we hit walking off we were walking down. So that's all I can give you.
What hole was it?
15.
Thank you.
Ryan.
Looks like a lot of great athletes you've used doubts or slights or chips on your shoulder to reach the pinnacle of the sport. What's your motivation now?
Honestly, I just think of all those hard times. Think of the lady Heather that was doing my rehab, just to play Augusta in 21. Ricky was with me. I just remember biting down on a towel and tears were coming down my eyes as she was trying to bend the knee. So I figure if I can go through that, I can go through anything.
Dan.
I think he answered already.
Okay. Krishwami.
Brooks, you had a pretty solid round today, and 13's been a lot of focus this week. What exactly happened on the 13th?
I just pulled my drive. I hit it a little off the toe, so it turned over instead of going straight or slightly fading. And we got lucky. We found the ball, to be quite honest with you. And from there, there was no other option. Take an unplayable and go back online. And at that point, we were just trying to play to, hopefully make bogey if we could squeak out a par. But just a terrible tee shot.
Are you disappointed? Usually par fives are where you score very well.
I'm not disappointed with 7 under.
David.
Yeah. Hey, Koepka, preparing tournaments like a regular tournament, doesn't matter, it's, PGA Tour or Live Tour, and Masters or, majors. Mentally, is there any difference for you, particularly? Because everybody said you're big events player.
Yeah, I think, there's definitely a difference. There's a difference in kind of my demeanor. Everybody on my team, behind the scenes, says they can see from the moment we land at a major here at Augusta, I get kind of quiet. I'm not talking. I'm very focused, disciplined, driven there's only really a couple things I care about is going to work out and going to play golf, and that's it. When we're here, and nothing else really matters. It's full focus on this and trying to walk out of here with a green jacket.
If, like you said, you missed a couple of short putts, if not, it could be lower, right, today?
Yeah, for sure. I just thought about it walking off 10. I just figured I'd missed so many short ones in my odds, just went up to make the next few short ones. So worked out on 12.
Kyle.
Good luck. Thanks.
Obviously, being 100% means something different now than it did probably 8 years ago. What does it mean to you to feel good these days?
Wake up pain-free, being able to move, not having to get shot up to play, not having to do anything. It's been nice just to. Normal it's a new normal, but it's definitely pretty close to what it was.
Chris.
Brooks, just curious if there's a post-round recovery process you have to go through tonight and tomorrow morning before the second round.
Yeah, do it every day. I work with Mark before, work with Mark after, work with AC in the gym in the morning, and then we get done. We get, I forget what it's called. Anyway, it's like a cold thing that goes over my knee. Sit on it for 30 minutes, do that for about 2-3 times tonight. Just make sure the swelling's down, make sure everything, if it swells up, it's tough to move because there's still quite a bit of some fluid in there that we've been able to flush out a lot of it, but there's still some in there. My knee modeling days are over. It's not a good looking knee, but it looks about as good as it's gonna look.
Michael.
Thank you so much. Brooks, that Netflix series was so intense and you were so vulnerable. Do you feel like it changed you in any way, just doing it and then having that part of your life exposed?
I think it was good. I think it was good to see. People probably don't think I'm as open as what I really am. I'll tell you exactly how I'm feeling at the time, how I'm feeling in the moment, and that's I'm pretty vulnerable too, away from the golf course. Like I've always said, what you see on the golf course isn't what you get behind closed doors. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully people were able to take that from it. But
Anand.
Brooks, just wanted to ask you, what was the thought behind going logo-free this week? I know you have Nike on it, of course. But what was the thought behind going logo-free on your shirt and cap and stuff?
I mean, I got a big swoosh on me.
Of course you do. I mean, but you're not carrying your team logo, so I was wondering.
Yeah, because I'm sponsored by Nike.
No, but you also have a team on Live, right?
Yeah, I have a team, but I'm also sponsored by Nike.
Jim.
Brooks, just wanted to ask you about your knee and the rehab you say you still go through. Tiger talks about concerns of walking and the undulation here and the topography at this course. Do you have those, not obviously different injury, but do you have those same type of concerns and dampness and wet and slippery and so forth?
Not as much because I think his injury is a lot worse than mine, but definitely 3 weeks after when we played in 21, it was all about, I was just trying to figure out the best areas to walk because this place is quite hilly. For me, it was downhill was a killer because my knee would get in front of my heel, and that's where the MPFL, the stitch that's still in there, would just tighten, and everything was quite painful. But I don't have to worry about that anymore, which has been great. It's nice not having to think about where to walk around this place.
Jay?
Could you just talk about the injury itself, and what was it, one thing, or was it just repetitive swinging and a lot of torque on your knee?
No, I slipped. I was at home. I dislocated my knee, and then I tried to put it back in, and that's when I shattered my kneecap. And during the process, tore my MPFL. So the next time I tried to, my leg was sideways and out, like, my foot was turned out, and then when I snapped it back in, because the kneecap had already shattered, it went in pretty good. It went in a lot easier.
Brooks, thank you very much for sharing those thoughts with us. A fantastic round of golf today, and we wish you all the best for the future.
Thank you. Appreciate it.